Well, one of two 20-year-old brothers charged in the death of a 14-year-old boy in Mississauga making an appearance in a Brampton courtroom. Mark Mahabir arrived at the courthouse in the back of a Peel police cruiser yesterday morning. He turned himself into police on Saturday night after a warrant was issued for his arrest. The body of 14-year-old Riley Driver Martin was found early Friday morning on a pathway leading into Meadow Park in Mississauga. Martin is believed to have lived just a short distance away from where his body was found. Mark Mahabir's lawyer defended his client outside of the courthouse.
I can't really say too much about what he thought, but all I can say, a vigorous defense will be mounted. He's not guilty of this charge.
Mark Mahabir's brother, Nicholas Mahabir, was arrested Friday night and has also been charged with second-degree murder. He made a court appearance on Saturday and is expected to appear in court again this Wednesday. Police are asking any witnesses or anyone with surveillance video to give them a call. Racing may be to blame for a double vehicle rollover on the 401 very early this morning. It happened at about 2:30 this morning on the eastbound 401 near Leslie. Two cars were involved in the crash and both rolled over. Thankfully, though, there were only minor injuries. No word yet on charges, and the roads in the area have now reopened. 3 people are in hospital after a car drove into a storefront at Yonge and Roxborough yesterday. Police say 2 cars collided and a third drove into the building. 2 passengers from one vehicle and a driver from another were all taken to hospital. No word yet on the severity of their injuries. Police are still looking into what caused the crash. No word on charges. A major winter storm is battering parts of the U.S. Southeast, and it's claimed the life of 1 person so far. Parts of North Carolina saw as much snowfall yesterday, equivalent to the average accumulation they get in a year. Police responded to 500 crashes on Sunday, one of them claiming the life of a driver after a tree fell on top of their vehicle. Parts of North Carolina and Virginia are expecting about half a meter of snow, more than 500,000 people still without power, and as many as 1,000 flights have been canceled in the region. A cleanup is underway in Paris and other cities in France after another weekend of violent anti-government protest by the so-called yellow vests against fuel tax rises and living costs. President Emmanuel Macron is set to meet this afternoon with trade unions and other employer organizations in a bid to end the crisis, which has lasted about 4 weeks now. He will also speak to his country this evening on television and is expected to announce measures in response to the protests. Happening right now, Durham police in Oshawa now investigating a shooting that occurred on Toronto Street near Ritson and the 401 just before 5 this morning. A male victim has been taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Our camera is well on the way. We'll have the latest details coming up throughout the morning.